Hey guys, I'm Pranavi Nissan and today I'll be talking about the storied life of AJ Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. So a few years ago I read the book called A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Backman. So I was obsessed with it. I fell in love with it instantly and since then I've been on a hunt for books similar to A Man Called Uwe. And I've come across three books so far, and the first one of them is The Story Life of A.J. Fikry, A Gentleman in Moscow, and The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared. So I decided to go with The Story Life of A.J. Fikry. I read it last week, and I've decided to give this book a 4 on 5 stars. So, as the name indicates, the story life of AJ Fikry is about a man called AJ. AJ Fikry is a bookseller. He owns a bookshop called Island. It's based on the quote that no man is an island. So, this island bookshop is on an island called Alice. AJ is 39 years old and he just lost his wife and his unborn child. So he's very, very, very depressed and he's alcoholic. So, in one of those days when he's super drunk and super wasted, he forgets to lock the bookstore, and a very, very precious book of Edgar Allan Poe is stolen from his bookstore. That book alone was worth the entire shop's value. That book was his retirement plan. So now he is extremely suicidal because he's lost everything in his life. His wife is gone, his future family plans are gone, his money is gone. So he has nothing else to live for. And on one of these days, when he leaves the bookstore open again because there's nothing else to be stolen there, a mysterious package is left in his store. And when AJ comes to the store, he finds that the package is a baby, an actual living baby. Someone abandoned a baby in his bookstore with nothing but a note saying, asking AJ to take care of her. And the baby's name, the baby's name is Maya. So this is the story of AJ Fikry, Maya, and the bookstore and the people in the town of Alice. It was not what I expected, but it was not bad either. Like it was a good kind of different expectation than my expectation. And I've decided to give this book a 4 on 5 stars. Going into this book, I expected the story to be just about AJ and Maya, like Man Called Uwe was just about Uwe and his neighbors. So it was not like that. I thought this book would be about AJ coping with unexpected parenthood, taking care of a baby. I mean, I thought it would just span over an year or two where the baby and Maya develop a bond. But this book spans over around 18 years in total. So it's the entire story of Maya being an infant and growing up into an adult and all the stuff that happens in the years between. I mean, it's not a long book, it's only 200 pages, that is below average actually for books, but it managed to cover all the aspects of growing up and character development and everything quite well in the 200 pages itself. So the characters in this book are really good. There's a huge range of characters. There's Maya, there is AJ, and there is a writer called David who is AJ's brother-in-law, and there's a woman called Ismay who is AJ's sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, and she's the godmother of Maya. And there's another policeman who was there when AJ's wife died, and he is the godfather of Maya because AJ and the policeman are really good friends. And then there's the entire town of Alice. That entire town is a different character, and it was very heartwarming to read about the how everyone comes to AJ's help. I mean, AJ was a very bitter, rude man. He was not old, but he acted like an old, sad, bitter man. And as soon as he comes across the baby, his personality flips 180 degrees. He's like completely changed man. He does everything right. He asks help. He puts aside his ego and his personal problems and he rises to the challenge of raising a baby, and he does it very, very, very well. And Maya is an adorable baby. You'll fall in love with Maya right from the first page. She's awesome, and you can see her grow up into this beautiful woman who's so compassionate, empathetic. It was very good. I liked all the characters, and there are a few unpleasant characters as well. I'm not going to say who because it's a spoiler. And they're unpleasant and at times very evil, but you get to see their point of view, like why they're evil and what happened to them to make them evil and all. So the writing, I like the writing of the characters, the development of the characters very much. The plot was really good as well. As I told you before, I was not expecting the kind of plot that happened. I was expecting just a span of an year or two or a few months in which the baby grows up or they both become a family, but it spans over a huge time period, and it was unexpected in a few places, but it was really good. The thing I had a problem with is the writing. The writing, I don't know, somehow it felt weird because it was not fast. It was not fast paced. It was not slow either, but they managed to cover so much content in only 200 pages, and it somehow left me feeling unsatisfied because whenever I complete a book, if it's a good book, I'm left feeling very, very content and happy. I was happy after I finished this book, but I was not exactly content or satisfied with it. I, the writing was somehow weird. I can't pinpoint what was wrong with it, but there was something missing in the writing. So, apart from the writing, I liked everything about the story, and I highly recommend that you give this book a try, especially if you like A Man Called Uber. So, that is it for this video. I believe I've shown a video about how you can find the free audiobook for the story life of AJ Fikry. So, until the next video, goodbye.